Hello, Michaela. Here is your sewer scope from today's inspection. That's me in that basement bathroom, crammed into that little corner there to get at the clean out, the access point right here. So, cast iron sewer stack. Fairly easy transition, decent looking pipe right here. Not uncommon to be holding a little bit of water. You see that a fair amount. It's just maybe an inch of water at the bottom of the pipe, if that, potentially less than that. We're holding the water just because of that wad of paper right there. It's going to take me a little bit to get rid of that. I'll flush the toilet a few times. Fortunately, I'm sitting right there by the toilet and the sink, so it won't take me, I don't have to keep getting up and going to a bathroom or whatever. So there's a convenience factor here. That was a positive. Like we talked about earlier today, cast iron gets rough, coarse on its interior, and it has a tendency to grab onto stuff like paper products. Also cooking grease, other organic matter. We also discussed that in a house that's unoccupied like this one, you're not getting big movements of water through the pipe like when you're doing laundry or taking a bath or even just a shower. So it tends to not get cleared out as much as it would in an occupied house. So again, just it'll take a little while to get rid of this. So adding a few minutes onto the length of the video, not necessarily a terrible thing. Doesn't make for great cinema, but we'll get moving here eventually. I'm backing up. I want to kind of retrace my steps here a little bit. More paper products right there. So hang in there, and we'll eventually get moving forward here. And this all does get cleared out. I'm just kind of backtracking so I get towards the beginning of the pull. This water will dissipate. We'll have a fairly decent view of things. You can see the difference between kind of the low sides of the pipe and the top of the pipe. Top of the pipe is relatively smooth and clear. My guess is that to a certain degree, if you came in and cleaned this pipe, which is going to be my recommendation, we would look something similar to the top of the pipe when the cleaning was done. The buildup definitely does intensify as we get further out. You'll start to see it more growing right here, not necessarily growing, but building up more here. So definitely something that we want to clear out. Like I talked about, I think I said the first 1 to 2 years or 1 to 1.5 years. I would have it cleaned probably within the first year. The sooner the better, I would say. Just get it out of the way. It's not terribly expensive to get it done, but definitely something that you want to do. So we're coming up on a transition point right about here. It almost looks to me like we switched to clay for a very short section right here. So right at about 53 feet, it looks like we switched to a very short section of clay, and then within a couple of feet after that, we switched to PVC. Again, more buildup and junk right there, especially at that transition point. I'm turning some water on again just so I can clear off the camera lens. So, and then right coming up right about, I think at this point we are in PVC. So I think, and I went back and forth over that section a half dozen times. Roughly around the 57-foot mark, 56, 57 feet, we switch over to PVC. Sometimes it's a bit of a challenge to clean off the camera lens with fairly dirty water. So that's me just kind of going back and forth, trying to wash off the lens. There's that transition point again. The PVC looks absolutely fine. Connection points are good. Glued connections here. That's an inlet right there. That's probably a clean out somewhere out in the front of the house. Not 100% sure why I stopped here. I might be turning water back on again just to try to get a slightly better picture going. Hang in there. So the house is set back a little bit from that main road ahead, or in the front yard, across from the school. I didn't necessarily think that it'd be 125 to 130 feet out, but we definitely are. That's the full extent of the cable that I've got on the machine. So I'm going to run out of cable here in another foot or so. It'll say 133 feet, but it's a 125-foot reel. A lot of times the back and forth action throws off the digital counter on the unit, but figure 125-ish feet out. Other than needing to get cleaned, I really wouldn't think that there's any major issues. I was a little concerned initially with that transition from cast iron to possibly clay, that there might be some hairline fractures in the pipe. In looking back over it a number of times, I didn't see anything definitive. I'll add that as a comment in the written report, but again, just something to think about. When you do have the pipe cleaned out, also have the technician re-video the line. Hopefully they can get out. Normally, a lot of plumbers and drain folks, they carry 140-foot cameras. That potentially they could get all the way out to the city connection, which would be good. But yeah, you definitely, once it's cleared, you want to take a look at it again and just see what's going on. in the pipe that potentially that was missed, that was covered up with gunk and such. I'm obviously keeping the camera rolling as I pull back. Feel free to watch the return trip. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions or if I can be of help.